Now we have one more session before letting you enjoy more networking and cocktails, and that is presentation showcasing how SAP Emarsys helps Hong Kong marketers launch effective omnichannel campaigns, leverage AI insights, and deliver personalized experiences to customers. Here to walk us through these innovations is Emarsys Chief Services Officer, Mo Awada. Mo is responsible for the overall client experience at Emarsys, from scoping and integration to taking clients through the digital transformation journey, in addition to providing ongoing digital production services and world-class technical support.
So my name is Mo Awada. I'm the Chief Services Officer here at Emarsys. My team and I work with customers to help them unlock the full capability of the Emarsys solution. So I look after the consulting part of the business and the professional services part of the business. Talking about capabilities, I am going to take you through a roadmap presentation today to speak about the Emarsys roadmap, the Emarsys strategy and vision on how we make decisions on developing our functionality and our innovation. Before I do so, just a little disclaimer that we are usually asked to put here. Please make any buying decisions based on what's currently available in the platform. I'm going to be making some forward-looking statements. I'm going to be showing some forward-looking innovations that could be in a planning phase or a discovery phase or development phase. So please make any buying decision on what's currently available in the platform. You've seen this earlier, and I just want to quickly reiterate on some of the challenges facing marketers today as an entry to talking about how Emarsys respond to these challenges. So as marketers, we are constantly trying to navigate our customers' expectations from one side, and then our consumers and then our business expectations from the other side, right? So we're walking on this tightrope at all times. And then some of these challenges is having to continuously support the empowered consumer. What does an empowered consumer mean? You saw the panels earlier speaking about Omnichannel and like the number of devices and the different generations and how they use technology. So your consumers are using somewhere between 3 to 5 devices every single day. If you multiply this by 6, which is the average number of channels that they use to engage with your content, that is a lot of content and a lot of information that is available for consumers. And then you have to offer this personalized experience to them, but at the same time, you have to manage their data. You have to manage their consents across every channel and every device. You have to manage their opt-ins and their opt-outs and their privacy. That is a lot to deal with as a marketer today. The other challenge, and again, we've heard earlier some discussions around the economic downturn and how some industries are more impacted than others, right? So there's this like macro trend that is a combination of an economic downturn, but at the same time, there's an explosion in the number of tools and solutions that are available for us marketers. You all have today more than 11,000 applications to choose from when it comes to selecting your technology stack for omnichannel or for CX, right? So that's a lot of choice that is available. What does this mean? It means that as a marketing team, you're having to deal with reduced marketing budgets, reduced headcount in some cases, reduced resources, and then at the same time, your IT team is having to consolidate tools and prioritize their tech stack, which leads to additional challenges that you have to deal with. And at the same time, you're being asked to deliver profitable omnichannel marketing engagement. So just recapping on the challenges. Now, the good news is we know that consumers are happy to give us their data. We know that consumers are still happy to give us their contacts, but there's a caveat to this. What they're expecting back from us is full transparency in how we use this data. And they want us to deliver relevant communication back to them. And this is where Emarsys' job comes in. Our job and our commitment to the marketing community is to make marketing effortless and to help you as marketers to have your role fulfilling as well. And this is where our mission and our vision comes in. So our vision is to make sure that you as marketers are able to deliver outcomes in what is a very challenging yet an exciting landscape. Emarsys is all about helping you deliver outcomes, revenue, results, not necessarily more features and more volumes. It's about revenue, because if you are not successful, then we as a business cannot be successful. And our mission is to reimagine what's possible and infuse AI into our platform to help you delight your customers and deliver the outcomes. Are we going to speak about AI in a bit more detail? I think there has been some really good discussions already, setting the scene for what I'm going to present in a second. So let's summarize. What do marketers need? Marketers need three things today. Firstly, you need a solution that can help you deliver a consistent message across all these devices and channels that your consumers are using. Emarsys has the tools to help you unify personalization across all these devices and channels. Secondly, as a marketer, you need to be able to anticipate your consumer's next action and behavior. Emarsys gives you the reporting and the data that you need to make these smart data-led decisions. And thirdly, you're also expected as a marketer to always discover additional revenue streams. And Emarsys gives you the ability to take your marketing to the next level by expanding into additional brands, additional markets, and additional regions. And we will revisit later today on how we can help customers who are part of a group who wants to expand into additional brands or additional regions to scale their marketing easily with Emarsys. This takes us to the three innovation pillars. So I mentioned the three areas that marketers want. So I'm going to be talking about some of these innovation pillars. The first one is connected. The second one is insightful. And the third one is adaptive. Remember the pillars, because we're going to go through them as we talk about the functionality and innovation in the roadmap. Connected relates to connecting across the entire experience and journey with your customers. Insightful means helping you make data-led decisions. And then adaptive is helping you to adapt to the market need with speed and agility. And Emarsys, if you look at the last year, we have been developing a lot of innovations and functionality across these three pillars. So from the connected side, we have been delivering new channels for our consumers. Earlier this year, we delivered WhatsApp, we delivered TikTok, LinkedIn is coming soon as well. We continue increasing the channels, but also optimizing the core functionality that we offer as part of our native channels. On the insightful side, we are investing in artificial intelligence, and we're investing in making our platform more intelligent. And that's an area, again, that we can talk about in a second. And then adaptive refers to making sure that Emarsys is an extensible platform. And extensible means opening the ecosystem for further integrations with our partners, such as Cinch and multiple partners that we are working with today in the different CX areas. And that's something as well that we will be discussing. I'm just going to speak slightly about AI. It's been discussed today, and I want to talk about also our vision for AI and where are we investing in this area. First and foremost, we have three foundational principles for AI, and those foundational principles relate to the way we want customers to use AI. Emarsys believe that adoption is king, whether we are developing AI or not. Anything that we develop, if we don't make it easier for you to implement and adopt, then it's not relevant. And this is why the first principle for us is AI has to be relevant. It means it has to be easily adoptable and it has to fit into your current workflow. It doesn't need to be that complex. It doesn't need to be that shiny thing. I don't think anyone should be in the primary school when it comes to AI. I think everyone should be able to quickly adopt it. And then secondly, it has to be reliable, which means it has to be built on a solid data foundation. And then it has to be responsible. There's clearly a lot of fear from AI. So for us, responsible refers to making sure that AI adheres to the ethics and to the highest standards of ethics and privacy for you as our customers and for your consumers. And that's important for us. Now, Emarsys has been delivering AI into the platform for many years. You know, it's part of our DNA. This is not new for us. We delivered our first AI tool back in 2012 with Smart Insight, which is a customer intelligence module that works on RFM modeling to predict and improve CLTV across the whole customer lifecycle. A year later, we released Predict, which is our recommendation engine that uses the Wisdom of the Crown module to also deliver product recommendations. A year later, we also implemented additional functionality. We have AI segments that can help, that uses AI scoring to help you predict the customers that are most likely to buy or customers that are most likely to churn. We have send time optimization that is also based on Bayesian learning that can help you improve your open rates, and the list goes on. I'm not going to go through all the functionality that we have, but the point is, Emarsys is already an AI-infused platform. But we want to take this to the next level and work with customers such as Puma, who have been using Emarsys in more than 10 markets. Puma have already been using a lot of the AI functionalities that I showed you on the previous slide to drive their customer interaction. They're infusing it across every touch point in their journey, and they have been able to achieve or even increase the revenue share from email and web by 5x only in a period of 6 months. And that's just through using our predictive segments, product recommendations, send time optimization, right? So we know that it works today, but how do we take this to the next level? And this is where Gen AI and the large data modules that we are using now will give us some much anticipated innovations and features that you will start seeing coming into the platform. There are 3 areas of investment for Emarsys when it comes to AI. The first area is to leverage AI to help you as our customers to uncover additional campaign opportunities. And this is where AI for us is an assistant that lives in our platform and assists you in doing your job better. It's very important that we reiterate on that AI is an assistant. AI does not take your job. It assists you to get to be able to do your job in a better way. And one of the areas that AI can assist you with is to help you uncover these additional opportunities. AI can tell you that you are missing out on not using certain tactics as part of your life cycle. Or other customers in your industry might be doing some large campaigns that you're not using, and AI would recommend these campaigns to you. The second investment area for Emarsys is when it comes to content generation and propagating this content. And again, it has been spoken about earlier, but whether it's about selecting the right audience for your automation or campaign, or selecting the content or generating the content or analyzing it, AI can play a massive role into this. And we already have some developments that are already going out into piloting into this area. And then last but not least, AI can help you to detect anomalies and optimize your campaigns and your automations. You could already see an example on the screenshot here where AI, following the launch of a campaign, will be monitoring and coming and telling you if there's a campaign, for example, as in this case, that have a higher unsubscribed percentage of customers than usual, AI will tell you, you need to stop it or optimize it. Okay, so that's one example out of many. So we're going to go through now what has been Emarsys developing across the 3 pillars. Remember the 3 pillars? We're going to talk about the connected pillar, then the insightful pillar. So we will revisit AI when we get to insightful, and then the adaptive pillar. The first one under the connected pillar is conversational channels. And Emarsys started investing in it last year. And this year we released WhatsApp. We already have a lot of customers that are using WhatsApp to deliver transactional and broadcast messages to their consumers. As a next step, we are now working on the 2-way conversational. Because what we have today is a 1-way conversation, and we're now developing the 2-way conversation, which will be released in early Q1 next year. The thing about WhatsApp and conversational, and we already see it as we work with customers, it is really impressive. It's really impressive how we have a channel now that can help you to build this relationship with your customers via a dialogue. It's like the type of relationship that you probably have thought that you could only build in a face-to-face interaction. And that's why it's very much anticipated that conversational will be taking more space in your marketing strategy going forward. There is a special vibe to it. Like it's kind of like when you walk into a local coffee shop and you find the barista that knows your order on shift, it's this vibe, right? Because customers are really able now to use it at any point they need to come back and request information from you, and you're able to build this 2-way conversation. What makes it more interesting, and part of the reason also Emarsys is investing in it, is like everyone uses messaging apps. I bet you that everyone in this room have at least 1 or 2 or 3 or even 4 messaging apps. We use it every day. There are 3 billion users that are using these apps. WhatsApp on its own have 2 billion users. WeChat have 1.4 billion users. And then you have Line with 200 million users. So these numbers are massive. It's already adopted, right? Your consumers have it. Why don't you use it to engage with them? And then it's also like, if you look at the different industries, there's a lot of creative use cases that the different industries can do. And some of the most interesting ones are within the hospitality and hotel industry. We already see customers that are starting to initiate the journey pre-arrival by sending information to their consumers about the room and even sometimes offering them virtual check-in. And then when during the in-room stay, they're able to communicate promotions or nearby attractions or nearby restaurants to their consumers. And then they're using it for the post-stay communication to send a survey to collect feedback, or in some cases, deal with any negative experience on the spot directly. And this is where you could leverage a chatbot or other like messaging apps, for example. So a lot can happen there. And this is an area that Emarsys will continue investing in. WeChat is coming next for us, in addition to two-way conversation for all these channels. And then Line will come after it. And then we are now considering Talk and Messenger to come after we have released WeChat and Line. On the other Connect innovation, we have digital ads, which remains one of the most popular channels for our customers. Emarsys has already given our customers the ability to use conversational for many years, including Meta and Google. And recently this year, we invested in TikTok. And TikTok has already been adopted by more than 300 customers, right? So we know it's popular, despite everything that's happening around cookie depreciation. A lot of customers who have switched to a first-party data strategy find it very, very useful. And I was looking at a recent report from Gartner that shows that it was a report that's targeting CMOs and looking at their digital spend. And on average, 30% of their digital spend were still going to social advertising. And this is why Emarsys will continue investing there. We have now released LinkedIn. And LinkedIn, if anyone is in the B2B space, it's a no-brainer that LinkedIn is considered. LinkedIn have 67 million organizations that have a page on LinkedIn. And if you look at the stats around this, customers that are targeting or audience that's being targeted with a brand message on LinkedIn is 6 times more likely to buy. So impressive results with social ads being really, really properly leveraged with your first party data strategy. It can definitely make a huge difference. We're looking at Microsoft Ads next, which is currently being developed, previously known as Bing Ads. And then we have additional ads networks that will be following this. Moving to the third channel, mobile wallet is one of the most exciting channels, simply because mobile wallet is probably the one that has the highest potential. It's not a new technology, by the way, in any way. We all use mobile wallet, especially in travel. I don't actually remember the last time I had to print my boarding pass. You know, we check in, we download it, it's on our phone, we go to the airport. Airlines are using it. You don't just use it to scan and go in. Like it's being used to update you on gate changes. Sometimes they are using it to target you, to sell you more ancillary revenue. So it is being used for many years. Apple released it in 2012. Back in the days, they called it Passbook, and then they renamed it to Apple Wallet. So the interesting thing is not actually adopted in other industries, right? So in retail, very low adoption. In every other industry, there's very low adoption. Emarsys believe that mobile wallet can be a game changer for all these industries. And that's why we are investing in it. We already have customers that are using it. And in the next developments, we are going to be enabling more pass types. So things like for issuing tickets, because today mostly customers are using it for promotional reasons. They can issue a QR code or a barcode. And it's really helping us to bridge this offline to online experience for retailers. But once we release the new pass types, we're releasing it for travel, for events, and we're also investing in an API that will allow you to be updating it in real time. So you can leverage it for loyalty and also for any type of hospitality or travel use cases. And then the last one on the Connect side is the Omnichannel content block. This is not a new channel, but this is a very, very interesting functionality that is much needed by our customers. It was requested many times, and it's basically taking everything that has to do with content creation, management, and generation in our platform into one environment with a low-code, no-code environment. So this means that your production team working on your campaign content will be able to create the content, have it in a block, and your marketing team or the users are able to reuse it as they see fit across any campaign, across different channels, and even across multiple accounts if you already have multiple accounts with Emarsys. I'm going to move to the insightful, and we're going to go back to AI. AI is dominating, so we have to spend more time on AI, right? So what have we done this year already? The first innovations were released earlier this year with subject line generator and pre-header generator. Now, this is just the beginning. We already see a lot of customers that are leveraging it to create catchy subject lines and pre-headers. We know it's working, we know it's effective, but for us, this was just the beginning. What we have currently being piloted, and probably some of the customers in the room are already accessing those, is the product finder, the AI product finder. And the AI product finder actually works in a way where as you are building your campaign, the finder or the AI assistant will recommend the right products to use based on context taken from the campaign. So it can look at the HTML snippets, it can look at the content blocks, and it can suggest the products that you can use there. This was the first piloted product. The second one is implementing this with natural language. So you're able to actually request products as you are building the campaign. So if you're, for example, building a promotional campaign, targeting some of your consumers within a certain age group to sell them a sneakers or a trainer, you can go and say, hey, Emarsys, can you give me the top 3 selling products within the trainers category that have been purchased from consumers between the age of 25 and 40, as an example. So you know that you're actually getting your best-selling products there for this campaign as an example, and you know this is going to be a high revenue-generating campaign. So helping you make decisions, this is going to be the next part of the pilot. The second one is very close to what I mentioned, and it's the segment criteria generator. And again, this one will also mean that you can use natural language and talk to the assistant and ask the assistant to give you your segment. Think about a use case where you're at the end of the quarter and you're looking at the results of all the campaigns that you launched in the last 3 months. And you can go and just type and speak to the assistant and say, hey, assistant, or hey, Emarsys, can you give me all the campaigns that are launched in the last 3 months that have an open rate of, let's say, below X% or above X%. So that's also another way to look at this. The other one is the block content generation. So I'm now going to move to some of the other roadmap items. I spoke about the reusable content blocks, and this is simply a functionality that will be integrated within the content block, and it means that AI will generate the actual reusable content for you, right? So we spoke about how powerful Gen AI can be when it comes to generating content, and this will be coming next as one item on our roadmap. We also have the ESL generator. If anyone here is using the Emarsys scripting language, it's a very powerful language that we have in place for you to build advanced personalization, especially if you have relational data integrated as part of your Emarsys integration. It's very powerful. We know customers are using it, especially if you're an advanced user. The challenge with it today is there's a steep learning curve for some customers to learn it. So we're now leveraging AI to help you build the actual coding for you in the platform, so you're able to create these personalization tokens using ESL. And then last but not least on the list, we're also leveraging AI for localization. And from running professional services for a very long period of time, I know that customers who are working across multiple regions, sometimes part of the reason campaigns are delayed is that they have to wait for the translation. So the AI assistant translation means you have to build your one version. For example, you could build the English version, and then the AI assisted localization functionality will do the translation for the product, for the different content blocks that you have across the campaigns. And all you need to do is go check them and then launch your campaign. There's more that's coming, and part of what's coming also is leveraging AI to generate reports. As marketers, we love reports. I'm sure like everyone have access to many reports. Emarsys have like around 10 reporting screens that are hard-coded, and a lot of marketers still say, hey, but I want actually more reports. Can you give me more access to open data? I want to implement this with my BI tool. So I know that you all love a lot of reporting, but sometimes you want something and you don't actually have maybe time to look for it, or you don't have it in part of your reports. So again, this is about using natural language to request the type of report that you want, right? So you can request, it could be that your manager would come and say, hey, can you give me the top performing campaigns? And then you can so and just say, Emarsys, can you generate a report showing the top performing campaigns and send it to your manager? So it's all about, again, using this natural language, speak to the AI and ask him to do a lot of tasks that are operational today. And as marketers, you can then just spend less time on all these tasks and really focus on what you want to do best, on focusing on strategy and driving revenue and delighting your customers. I hope this was clear around AI. AI, as I mentioned a few times, is infused. It means it's actually across every core service that we offer, from the editor to the personalization service to the reporting service. It can be in a very seamless way infused across the platform. So we are actually also making sure that the adoption curve is very easy for everyone. I'm going to move to the last section. And the last section is, as I mentioned earlier, it's about making Emarsys extensible, but also making Emarsys more flexible. And this one is for our enterprise customers, or not always necessarily. When we say enterprise, we don't always necessarily need that you actually have to be an enterprise, because you could actually be a one marketing team business, for example, but you have more complex requirements in terms of how you use the platform, in terms of how you want your users or your agency partners to log in, and what data you want them to see and what data you want them not to see, and like how you distribute content. So Emarsys is heavily investing in this area. And we are now creating what is called as the single account enterprise functionality. So if you are a business of multiple brands or multiple regions, today we typically ask you to create multiple accounts in Emarsys, because you might want to segregate your data, or you might have a team in Europe that you don't want them to access your content in Asia Pacific, etc. We're now bringing this to the same account. So you could have one account today, and you could add additional regions or additional brands, and you will have all the rules around how users can access your assets and your data. And everything basically that's available in the multi-account structure will be available in the single account structure, right? Including asset tagging and asset distribution. Think about it where you have a services agency that logs in to create your templates or content, but you don't actually want them to see everything else, right? For copyright reasons, for any reasons, you're able to start tagging these assets that they can see and hide everything else that you don't want them to see. Part of adaptive as well, so beyond the enterprise functionality, is that we, as a business, we work with a lot of companies that are large companies, smaller companies across different industries, in retail and consumer products, in travel and hospitality. And part of what we do is we bring the knowledge layer into the platform, right? So for those of you, again, who have used Emarsys, you have probably used our tactics, which were crowdsourced from a lot of customers and from industry experts to activate campaigns and automations in days as opposed to weeks. We're now investing in adding more and more tactics. So we have released tactics we have more than 100 tactics right now between retail, consumer products, utilities, and we have just released a lot of tactics for travel and hospitality. Things around tactics for in-room, for example, experience, post-departure, pre-arrival, rate your ticket, rate your stay, rate your flight. So you could already start seeing these tactics available, and you're able to activate them in our platform. And as a next step now, we are currently developing these tactics for the sports and entertainment industry as well. Finally, on Adaptable, I just want to say one last thing, which is like, as I mentioned earlier, like Emarsys is very invested in making Emarsys extensible, right? So we want to make sure that we are opening the power of Omnichannel for you all marketers, because we also know that you're not only using Emarsys, you have other CX products, you have other solutions. And this is why everything I went through today is very much around this area here at the bottom, right? So I spoke about how we are infusing AI across automation, across content, across reporting, across personalization. These are what we call as our core services. So we want to make sure they're all AI infused. On top of this, we have our channels. And Emarsys is one of the most omni-channel solutions. We have more native channels than any other platform out there. And we continue adding more channels, as I showed you earlier. On top of this, we have the integrations that you have access today with our partners, right? These are clickable integrations that you can easily access. However, we know we cannot go and build a connector for every CX solution out there. And this is where a lot of the investment that you will see coming as well will be within our AI, our open data connectors, our webhooks. If you look at our release cycles, you'll see that in every release cycle, we are including new AI endpoints and new functionality to improve the extensibility of Emarsys. So that's it from my side. I couldn't obviously go through everything that we're doing today because we had limited time. But here's barcodes for you to scan. If you want to go and see the full roadmap or look at our upcoming releases, you're able to access the resources. They're all available online. And the last thing I'm going to say is thank you. Thank you for everyone here, for our customers, our partners, our employees, and the marketing community. You are the reason we continue innovating, and you inspire us to continue innovating and improving our roadmap. So thank you very much.